in a post-communist Romania, Irina Ionita's story began during elementary school nights, when with the help of a handled flashlight, she read old, consumed library books under the back covers. She realized quite early that books are an infinite source of information, inspiration, and remarkable learning tool. Fast forward to the present, you will find her experiencing the same story while reading children's books for her 6-year-old daughter, with the help of a phone torch this time. When she's in writing, you can find her flying around the globe, looking after people's safety and well-being, drawing inspiration from all 4 corners of the globe in the meantime. She believes that you are what your library says and become what your books teach you. So this is her attempt to make the world a better place, story by story. Irina's here in connection with us today to introduce us to her new published book of children's stories, entitled Amazing Moral Tales. Hi, Irina, how are you? Thank you for your presence.
I'm very well. Thank you for the invitation.
So, shall we start from the beginning? Why this wonderful title for your book, and what is it about?
So I chose this title not only to attract the attention of the parents. I chose this title because um, the message of each story inside the book is about morals. So the book is not just fairy tales and the regular children's book that we find nowadays on the market. It's each story has a teaching point for the children that is addressed to. So it talks about friendship, talks about patience, responsibility. There is a book there is one of the stories that talk about children with disabilities and how the other children behave towards that little boy. So it talks about being kind, listening to children, and this is where the title comes from, because I wanted the parents to know from the start that this is not a regular book. It's a moral tale. It teaches children from each story. It has a lot of learning points.
Okay, so what's the aim, the precise aim of the book? These are not only entertaining stories, as you said. What can they teach children?
Well, as I said, the aim is to make the world, and not necessarily the adult world, but the children's world, a little bit kinder, a little bit more inclined to friendship and tolerance. Uh, Children nowadays, they're stuck on their iPads and on their computers. And hopefully, by seeing the beautiful illustrations and being read by the parents, obviously, this kind of stories, maybe this is how they're going to be attracted more into books.
Okay, I had the chance to meet your beautiful daughter. Um, does she have an influence on your writing? Maybe you get the inspiration from her.
Yes, of course. The reason that I started writing this book is actually because of her. She loves reading, and I could really find in the market stories that she could learn. from. So this is how I started, with her help, of course. I actually have one of the stories. It's called Michaela and the Little Friends. My daughter's name is Michaela. So in this story, um, the children, and obviously my daughter, will learn about being kind with animals, towards animals, and being kind with um, each other, as in with other children. So yeah, of course, my daughter is really an inspiration of this.
And what was her impression when she first read your stories?
Well, I work with her, let's say, uh, for the stories, and I work with her for the illustration. And I finally received the copies of the book, and I showed it to her. She was crying. She was so happy. She was going through the illustrations, and she was like, "Oh my God, Mom, we can put this one together."
Is this your very first publication? What are your literary plans for the future, if you have some?
Yes, I do have plans to continue on this journey that I started in trying to educate the children to uh, to be kind, to be more tolerant. I already have 3 manuscripts ready for the next book. Yeah, I will continue writing children's stories for sure. I
Okay.
pass this.
Okay. Thank you, Irina. It doesn't matter which case you're dealing with. Stories could help you overcome the obstacle. Amazing Moral Tales is a wonderful collection of family-friendly stories, written and thought for our children, the future of our society. Amazing Moral Tales, written by Irina Ionita, is now available in physical and online bookstores, a publication by Europe Books.